National Service Authority for Payroll no enkwara beye empem baako empem 1,000 under 1 year old kids eno mu dingum ewurade nyankopo
ha yaka abusafo babies under 1 year just omo wo payroll so asembe cry ni kana I don't know kana cry ekrobe cry ni ekrobe cry ni I mean ya betomi wow, na supplement Kevin Taylor edia bawo that expose ya semkwan ye bekọ na yakoti. Mr. Say no subscribe na beka abusanko we. Yanko ne tawtaw yanko Kevin Taylor akache yankoti.
National Service Authority audit discovered almost 1,000 babies under age 1 on its payroll. Acting Director General Ruth Sedo. Yes, National Service Authority for say, omuye audit no. Di oma be hunne say, enkwara toto fefe a omundi infie baako. Payroll no, National Service Authority for Payroll no, enkwara beye empem baako, empem 1,000 under 1 year old kids. Eno mu dingum ewurade nyankopo. How? NPP for adiomuja eto homa NDC no. National Service no. Babies under 1 year old in Kwamudi 7 months, 8 months. Into omo National Service na ye Ghana card momo. Ya won kora na NPP for no wa. Ye kwa national card no ID national ID no. Omo nyo. No mo de makwa national service card. Na ye de oma to payroll so. Chairman ba, assistant treasurer, Ekufuado nananom, inti ende oko NSS ana NSC for the National Service Authority. Omu nipa nkwa 1,000, enkwara nkwa 1,000 omu ndu 1 year. Omu nyina di da payroll so yeti omu kabosumi bia for 8 years. Meno ka say enkwara di 8 years. Inti ye calculation na enkwara no wosika chan wo teacher ni na wachira de and Ekufuado 8 years no. One nurse na oko strike back and forth say abantua waka na omuntua no and the omumba omudi less than 1 year yeti omuka chen. And you tell me say, oh 4 years I dollar na could do 12 in tuma bawumia mama bodam. Oh Kennedy Japan wo ho yamfa gan and last me busam say mo pe power mo de yeden. Bawumia wo de 2 minute yeden. Kennedy, what did to me here? The money here, the NPP. What do you need power for? You have still not told us. NPP, no, this is the NPP. 1,000. Pole in Kurankura 1,000. Amundi 1 year. Omunina di wo homo jisika. Salaries. 4,000 Ghana. 8,000 Ghana. 7,000 Ghana. Bosumi biya jisika de masankwara. And the investigations, they're still ongoing.
Yeah, abusafo, it is what it is. Not just I did ja ewa be 20 so. Na yanko National Scholarship Secretariat and so. Jense, for any dream can be a ekoson. Aseme granny. It is what it is. Yanko to us wo.
Now tie National Scholarship Secretariat kradi say kra. National Service Secretariat the ekoso honi.
Document
we me de bema wakan but ope kra na start kan free we confirm no but on say score say document
okay
vision fiana
score sec okay scholarship secretariat to whom it may be concerned the consular UK visa and immigration home office dear sir madam sponsorship letter Peter Mensah and about 1986 na say time I won Ghanaian passport number blah 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 gifty Efia or Mensah
Ore kanko nana bianto kanko.
All right. We confirm that Peter Mensah has been awarded a financial scholarship by Ghana Scholarship Secretariat to study LLM law at the Brunel University, London, United Kingdom, which commenced on January 2022. The scholarship covers Peter Mensah and his dependent listed above, and it covers all students' tuition fees of 17,875 and living expenses of 16,008 per annum. It also covers his dependents, Gifty Efia or Mensa spouse, living expenses of 8,160 thousand pounds, 8,160 pounds. Invoices and financial.
Okay, signed by who?
Kingsley Ajiman, Registrar of Scholarship.
Tinana Jantua. Oh, the near this can air. After Mammy Trum, Peter Manson, gift you a worry. I know yet deputy
National Service
director or National Service and I said, who bars me?
Yeah.
On Munikum and your friend Peter Mensa.
Okay.
Now the mere fact say Peter Mensa has been awarded scholarship. So on conclusion LLM will be now Nintino. Yeah, scholarship secretary the Abansika. Sans was sponsor a gift to a worry. I wouldn't know. Yeah, the Sansikano SS sponsor, which is 8,160 pounds. Convert the money.
8,000.
Peter Mensa, took out Kusunadia. Now, I was saying, ne gifty or worry Mensa, and join and said they buy awarding or betting assist. How? Neither woman, one of your committee secretariat and say, you bet you 8,000 pounds. As I'm a gift your worry because or can you kunako, Nikunanya scholarship.
Dates 2022. That's not a pounds in your best.
How?
Really?
And memos in Naka, what we are, maybe control how memos for approval of the money to be paid. I see.
Gives you Owari Peter Owari Mensa.
Peter Mensa, omu ticketing, any omu ticket cry scholarship secretariat in the toy.
Really?
Figures in a town 48,700. Yes, 48,000
from say all qua. Yebemano say stipend.
Yes, they take it crow they joining the Kuno scholarship secretariat in the TI. Boneben scholarship secretariat. Now students ankasati ho yentio mu tuition yentio mu stipend na omo threatening demonstration but yasoa obi ni na busia 40 said ye American lottery program.
Wow.
Where just a tip of it.
So the preamble and they say and yes son was secretary
they be amka just munya abotrema attorney general. Political prosecution, it takes time but it works. Things you are going to uncover. Say court every key court baby. Nyoma amobeti no Ghana no. And I'm telling the attorney general, Ghana for Philly say you are slowing down. I just said the way they want prosecutions to happen. I know you really want the best. You don't ever want to enter court and lose a case. It is also right. But we expect you say these are things that we expect say a little bit of the agency, because these things are difficult to consume. These are difficult stuff to consume. And I agree with Fifi Kweti when he said, more NDC, more lawyers are more intervening macro. We are going to mention all of you your names, and I support the General Secretary. Because Ghana fought to Obama NDC to come and prosecute. That is the main reason. They know NDC will deliver. They know John Mahama, they can trust him. They know when it comes to infrastructure, John Mahama will do it. They know NDC will do the economy well. They will fix it. But the main reason Tia Ghana for Tuabano, Edema, NDC is say they want to set an example. Some people need to pay for the sins they've merited on Ghanaians for 8 years. As much as we want the Attorney General to win cases, prosecute, we have all the patience, but Attorney General to show some sense of urgency. Because and Attorney General, we are going to start putting the hit on you. I am following up and I am going to make sure I get names to let Ghanaians know John Mahama who are interfering in prosecution, who are being the middlemen. They don't want their friends. Masa, if you are in the NDC, now your friend, our NPP, tell your friend, say, Ojimikra NDC, Nubeko jail. This boy now, or what? There's this boy, I know, a presidency. Ni kote, ni tego, se kwasiampe yibino. Boy no wabokro no, and I know NDC phobia. My imagine say they are going to shield that criminal. Charles Nico Tete go said there is a no. Now me, I am quiet because I am gathering something. Adibia Mayeno, the presidency from top to down, everybody will shake. Makachiramo, me, I don't have time for anybody. And I'm not scared of anybody in the government. I respect the president 100%. But nobody should take my respect, say me Jimmy for. And when I strike, the same thing. There are people, I know more Jubilee House. We have people in this government who are protected there because when they were in power, they were giving those people favors. Me, I don't care about your favors. And the day I was strike, ni tego said the crusty boy be the siashi crowdphobia. So I kwasiasa na time na NPP what power. Or to me for playing 24 hours. No about Germany. No about no jot. Kwasiasa no about no jot abedi jantra for. No wasafa playing ko Ghana. And these people are being protected by the NDC because they are going to give information to NDC for nobody fucking cares about their information. Nobody is going to protect anybody. And yet the same thing, Kofi Ofosun cancer, by your inbox him, they talk to us that he has information on Kennedy Japan. Kwasia, Kofi Ofosun cancer. Me start here, me journalist now. The parfums are no. A dirty fool like that. Now when the Kennedy wants some, men out there blame. Oh, you saying I'm such a Jumawi. Now, Kwasia like you have the nerve, like Kennedy would say, to come in my inbox to say, you want to give me information on Kennedy. Kwasia already ba omi echino mena Mosca. Moko tena neta will say NCA idea ndia mu wie sika Kwasia fo. Na sa dirty boy when who fee way you want to breach protocol. Now who person who infiltrate me production team. Who Kofi Ofosun cancer. Nipa finsa no. Wo tantanta wa no sa wo. Politics na ye tantra. Kofi Ofosun cancer one no say wo ba. Wo nyenya say a fear begina ka say I have information on Kennedy. I will show you people the email. Kwasia say. And we sit in Ghana and we entertaining this nonsense. Motiti NPP nim Jimmy, and I've been quiet on that boy because I have what I know what I want to do. That's when we saw TV so you can't kwasa sem. As TV so you can't kwasa sem. Now more people for more Jimmy Tra. Sa boy so na poison call for party no sa kwasa for ways we. People for more Jimmy Tra. Sa Jimmy for we mo edi ba omi echi. These sellouts, these criminals who take money to do things. Now, I mention another thing. This is one story. It's also very important to say you become one. Oh, the AC. And this is about power beyond a Ghana for students in your problem, yeah? Oh, scholarships the year. Oh, national service for the year. Ghanaian medical students in Cuba appealed to President Mahama for intervention after 17 months without stipends and 5 years without book allowance. And the NPP, for 5 years, almost the same could go abroad, scholarship, book allowance, come on, Kingsley Ajiman, we just can't know what yet, and I'm here a whole show on Kingsley Ajiman. Kingsley Ajiman, APAC, NDC for APAC. I contacted APAC directly through Sami Jemfi, and I'm catching APAC say, you are on the education committee in opposition. You APAC, take charge and make sure Kingsley Ajiman. This matter, APAC can't kwasi asem chireme, to the parliament didn't kwasi asem. I will come to you. That man had a friend APAC, you know. When I did the Kingsley Ajiman scholarship secretariat scandal, I contacted Sami Jemfi, I gave every document to Sami Jemfi and told him, give it to APAC. He is on the education committee. APAC catches Sami Jemfi say, me, I don't know what I'm talking about. We did everything possible for you people to get power. We gave you small power, you are fooling. Now what is the parliament? Because Obida to Abamamo. You people have no idea what is coming. APAC on an amhono. You people should ask him. No, the education committee, so he could not raise this matter. Credibility by APAC war. That man called APAC. What credibility does he have? I have the conversation, the text message Sami Jemfi sent back to me. Or no one text message Sami Jemfi forwarded it to me. Nonsense. Now people were working so hard to get people like you into office. You APAC. I mean, you people don't know the Amedeba.
Well, It is what it is. On the highway, Ghana Education Service, especially when it comes to BEC, and also Ayebuburija. Ayebuburija.
Now you see the story, BEC. I mean, you'll be a respect to, and I don't need anybody. Me here NPP, madam, I don't care. Now, GES to probe alleged malpractice in 2025 BEC. And the Yenayati BEC problems are ediaba. Yenina yehundi echo. Examination malpractice. Inquire about beye 16 arrest yomo. Invigilators be 12. Now, Wayek, they are struggling to handle the malpractice and the air cost. And it is simple. We as Africans and especially as Ghanaians, we need to come to that realization, say, baby, you do know, this kind of putting kids in a room to write exams 1 week is not working. We are doing these kids more harm. In fact, the way it is set up, what it does is say, it even encourages these kids to want to steal, to want to cheat in exams. It's about time we came to that realization, say, this idea of BEC exams, we need to start having alternatives. Because the people who even championed Danado Danko Ekufuado's free SHS, they have never believed in BECE. Yeah. You know the reason why? They have never believed in BECE. You see somebody like Professor Adai, he sat on radio or catch a Ghana for say, I don't trust BECE. My school stopped using it for admission. This was a guy who was telling the whole Ghana, free SHS, free SHS. The question here is, say actually what should BECE and send we free SHS. So if this guy says he does not trust BECE, then how was he expecting free SHS and the Kufuado to be proper? On say on our school, but to say on the BEC results in 2. So what he does is he does interviews and also our one special entrance exams are or man call for tro and send our Jomo school ho. The school no see SS. Into what he does and they say, Sir Adena O preach say free SHS and the Kufuado, everybody free SHS. No, he did not believe in the primary factor, because if the BEC they don't get it right, they can never get it right at SS. And I say senior high school. Into one Kofowi, they are the guys who were pushing the Kufuado, do free education, do free education. A brother 2015, John Mahama said we should do it progressively free. Send a bayer, you bet to me and making sure that the quality is sustained. The reason why this guy says he does not trust BEC, and they say he knows to say Omamura SS the quality is not better. But why was he advocating say Kufuado for free SHS and now? Abrana John Mahama and Professor Nano Pokwajiman in 2015, they were saying we should slow down, we should build enough infrastructure, we should make sure we maintain the quality. Kwasi Afoika said no. We need free education now. But deep down, his own school, he didn't accept BEC. You know why? Because they know, say, the system now produce BEC, it is not done right. But he was saying free SHS now. Now, I want us to understand as a nation, say, BEC is not going to work for us. SSC is not going to work for us. We need to sit down and really look at examination in Ghana. Because in this modern day, 2025, AI, kids have access to phones. They have different ways of communicating. You can never stop examination or practice. Cheating in examinations, you can't stop it. Say, suddenly, BEC, SSC, the level of malpractice, people are shocked. You are thinking, say, WAEC cannot do their job. It is not WAEC. WAEC cannot stand the level of technology. People are adapting to cheat in examinations. WAEC does not have that sophistication to stop it. WAEC is manually trying to stop technology, which is very difficult. If we are not careful, we will end up destroying our education more. Now, I believe that the cumulative assessment of students, is the best way. The same way we all came together and said, the NDC government should cancel teacher licensure exams because teachers are supposed to be graded on cumulation, on assessments, not one exams. Now, we need to let these kids understand, we will not choose one day for you to go and write all the maths you have learned and say you have passed. So when you get the opportunity to cheat, you have passed. The person who gets the opportunity, that person is morally or not fit to write. Now when to me and try that person, when pass master, he's done. One pass science, he's done. We need to go back to the assessment, cumulative assessment form of education. We need to take out this nonsense of final exams. We need to take out this nonsense of SSE. We need to let the kids stay in class and understand, the number of times I attend class and the number of times I'm able to, at the end of the day, do class work. I'll be able to get the points. At the end of the day, I'll be graded by the number of classes I take, my performance per class, and then at the end of the day, my grades will show which school I can apply for. But say, man, this through this old traditional analog system, abroad, these kids have access to modern day technology. We cannot stop it. 2026 BEC results, we will record more practice than 2025. 2027, we will record more practice. We will get more invigilators involving themselves in more practice because it is easy. It is easy money. It is easy to break the system. It is easy to make money. So we need to start thinking about brochia. A brochure krobien wa yesisan kwara begu dem say ye tro final exams this week. This Monday maths. This Tuesday because sa final week sa kwara to me chiti na onya BBB a akwara otena na oye good that week ni day amba bia akwara bi wo ha they are having problems at home. Ebia, for all you know, Sakurano, Nani Fie, there was no problem between the parents till time Odu final year. That is the time Akurano Unya counseling. That was the time Akurano this one started to slow down. Into Sakurano echo final exams mu na ebia psychologically. If ye and shedder and ye onya that brain, even though that kid is a smart kid, he might fail the exams. Na Akurabia wa bombi and access to invigilator be or access to phone. To cheat that day, that kid will basically move ahead before this kid. None life I say. We need to go back to the assessment level. In our primary to JSS. At the end of the term, teachers will sit down and go through the cumulative record and add up everybody's marks, so that at the end of the day, they will know that this is what you did in this term. So absenteeism will go down. Teacher-student in contact will be high. We will get more students being interested in classwork. We will get more teachers spending more time with the kids. It's a final year, on pass it out. You don't need an exam one day to prove that Accra way is ripe to go to senior high school. But when we sit and every day we attach this lazy approach and say, exams, they are going to steal. They have access to the internet. They have access to technology. They have access to AI. They are going to steal. The invigilators are going to help them. Because the issue here is, you don't have to be a science teacher to answer science question. And you don't have to be an agric teacher to answer agric question. It is not necessarily you bringing an agric teacher to invigilate agric exams. You don't necessarily need a science teacher to be an invigilator in a science exams. You can bring, with all due respect to carpenters, with all due respect to air driver, with all due respect to anybody to come and invigilate. All that the person has to do is to punch in the question. AI will give you the answer. What we are doing now is we are rather weakening our education. Final this week they may try final exams. No. But at the end of the day, they will tell you that our result, our grades are out, and they know what they did in class. They know which class, and you, the parent, you even know which course your kid isn't doing well because they show you. They'll show you his grades. The grades is accumulating over time. Zara last semester, they brought her accumulated grades. I looked at it. I saw where she needs to improve on. I saw places where she's doing better. You see it. You as a parent, you see the numbers. So you don't need to sit in Ghana and say, you're here BC, you're here SSC. We need the basic education. We need a senior high school education. But we need to find another way of assessing these kids. Because this kind of malpractice and examination cheating and people making 60 Ghana, it is going to increase. Let me tell you, until we find solutions to see when humans are humans. Obu oha ote asori dem a bibia nka ne se onwi asori sika. Until say obehu se asori sika no se agege collection na dey sipono na no obi eni ni ho. Me ken aso a shebe 3 years ote asori dem wo bibia cross na adwiri krampo so onfa asori sika. But for some time, when we say asori collection na near the sea box bim near the akosi asori corner obi anko ho no obi eja hoko fie. Enti ebasana that becomes an avenue. You create an option. Enti let me tell you, as far as obunim say that avenue is there, they are going to capitalize on it. You cannot stop it. You cannot block those avenues. So the only way you can block those things from not happening is stopping or taking away these BEC final exams and assess the kids through a day what they do when they are in class cumulatively. You assess them class by class, point by point. But sadly, it is the beginning of a dangerous trend. We cannot stop it. I'm telling you. SS4 are more dangerous than BEC4. The SS people are getting more sophisticated. They are getting more clever. They are getting more smart. And the next SSC, the next WASI, it will be, the more practice will be higher than what we have witnessed. I'm telling you. So, let's get serious as a nation. The reality is that this is not helping. SSC is not helping. We should find a new format. That old format is the best. Let us go back to assessment. And no crab class. And no bema encourage class because when my teacher na me assessment now you don't manually. Today teachers are lazy. Teachers are lazy. They don't want to put in the work. And it's not their fault. It's because of the system they came to meet. Because of the modern way we have made things so easy to break. The modern way we have made our education so weak. It needs to be rigid. People need to work hard to get grades. Not one day somebody will sell a question to a group of students and that we see them, their future is better than those who have worked hard. We need to put in the work in the classroom. Ko Asia, ko Europe, ko Americas, there's no way in Kwaratina class will throw final exams. No way. Why should we write final exams? The last time I was playing, any Malaysian boy been a soccer. Of Malaysia. And we were asking me, as a student. And Busan says, so in Malaysia, what do you people study? I saw a college. Also, we do 70% of the work in practicals. Basically, when you go to Malaysia, so senior high school student, you spend 70% of your time in the practical room. 30% the theory is in classroom. So he says, most of our work, we do it practical. If you are studying engineering, whatever, you never sit in the classroom. You are always in the practical field or in the lab, or you are doing 30% in it just to read and understand. 70%. And what they want to do now is, so we college, they will give you free visa, free sponsorship to come to America, come to Europe, come and do what? Come and stay there for a year. And that's how we go school. What do you want to do? I want to be in hospitality. So they will say, go to America and go work at a hotel. Because that is what you studied in college or Malaysia. So now when you come to America, you might get a 5-star hotel to work there. Now you work there for a year. After a year, you have to come back home. When you come back home, the government has a project whereby they will give you money to set up your own hospitality business. Or start your business now that you pay back the government the money they have given you. We were talking, myself and my friend were talking, I was shocked. I said, yeah, so that's why I'm here. I'm working in a hotel. I want to get into hospitality business. So after school, the government did everything for me, got me my visa to come to America to work with a hotel, to understand how a hospitality business it works. So after a year, I'm going back And when I go back, I owe the government. The government is going to give me money to start that. And after I start to make money, I start making money, I'll give the money back to the government. That is how you build your base. That is how you build the next future, the next generation. Then here or Ghana, Obianko read this science. Kwasiebia some political science because F4. Obia, we don't have a plan. And the University gum na jantra. Over 10 of them, when you sit them down as university students and you have a conversation with them, you realize that there's nothing in majority of them their heads. It's shocking. It's shocking. And we have created branches. And they have created branches to make education more weak. Into Batia, then university, then so people don't even want to learn. People just go and buy things and then they cover themselves with some stupid certificate and they're working in Ghana. Let's be more practical. Let's be more practical. Bro, for the cry 90% of Ghana from abruchi, at least America minim. Bro, for now it takes them a while to understand the grammar they speak here. They are always struggling in class, at work, and they can all testify to what I'm saying. 90% of Unkonform Free Ghana, nurses, doctors, when they even communicate, go to the UK, you see it. They communicate with them. They don't even understand. They don't understand the grammar. They don't know how it works. It takes them a very long time. Some people it takes over 5 years to be able to understand and articulate and know that this is what this person is talking about. It is because we are learning things that are not true. We are giving our kids some education that does not exist. It is not real. People sit in Ghana and they are marking grammar. You go school, you cannot speak good grammar. You cannot say, but you see, it is not about that. It is good to speak good English, that's fine. But why do you hear Juma? Into Kwasiebia or Ghana, they think say they want the easy route. Oh, my short course, oh, my law. Into Kwasiebia, so because their brains don't work, they can't sit and think. So only a brofotna class is suadie. I want to so abong. So we talk a brofo school mu near my assignment. Near catch us a defend the one case assignment. I want to so abong. The way you put your senses together, you don't understand. People have no idea. We need to change. We are not doing more practicals. Our senior high schools should be doing more practicals. 70 to 80% practicals. We are a third world country. We need to concentrate on more of practicals and concentrate doing more of production. Bro, for now, any Jimino Dawson. This is not going to work. BEC, SSC, it's a waste. We always suffer the same thing. Bro, why don't you understand what I'm telling you? On TSC, because the tenses are Oceano School or Ghana, no, that tenses, those tenses, it is even when they come here and they write comprehension, bro, you need to read it on TSC. When they write, we have gone through this with our project. Yeah, try, bro, it takes time. Then you have to take your time, step back, and start understanding the way they put their tenses together. How you can even write, comprehend, how to be able to do submission. It makes sense. We need to be realistic. We are lying to each other. We are lying to each other. And what we are seeing is just the beginning. Let's get real as a people. Let's do more practical work. Eh?
Yeah, I was for nature say, the Ekoso, Ghana, no. Yes. From National Service Secretariat to National Scholarship Secretariat and to BC. Just say, Asembe Kradi. Well, wait my children in our comment section so now make sure say we by subscribing to us. Now make sure so we comment on these trends any issues Abba. Let's sign out with this video. Yeah, the rest of the video. Let's sign out with it.
Krom ho ina dan pan se mo hu. Se mo hu se krom ho ina dan pan hwe. Ade Mahama boni be ne de ayewo.
Yeah, I was for. It is what it is. Episode for Zazie, aka you be the head. May that say, Pia.
Wonderful people, my name is Akuma Mama Zimbi, and I love to read and listen to GH Celebrating News. May I say.